The darkest life lessons from Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan, one of the most mind-blowing, dark, twisted anime, is in its final season, and it is everything everyone can talk about right now. And revisiting the series from the beginning reveals that if there is one thing the franchise excels at, it is defying expectations and showing the truth about life. With each season jam-packed with surprises and brutal plot beats that help tell the story of the nation of Marley and the Children of Ymir, there's no better time than now to study the life lessons this anime unveils. Number 1. Keep going, even when everyone else gives up on you. The soldiers were given the task to balance on the 360 mobility wires during Eren's Cadet Corps training. According to head teacher Keith Shedis, this talent is the bare fundamentals of being a soldier. While most individuals were successful, Eren was the only one who was always twisted upside down and falling on his head. Eren was ashamed and disgraced. Mocked by his other soldiers and chastised by Keith, many others mocked him and hoped he would stop despite the fact that it was only the beginning. Despite the criticism, Eren remained after training to continue practicing. On the assessment day, Eren managed to stay upright for a few seconds before collapsing. They realized Eren's original belt had a damaged clasp only after Keith asked him to change his equipment. Eren was able to balance without difficulty after modifying it. The other soldiers were amazed because they saw Eren could succeed even with defective equipment. It is critical to learn to endure even when no one believes in you. Self-motivation and proving others incorrect will always be satisfying. Number 2. Our enemies are not always as black and white. Eren has spent his entire life loathing and swearing to murder all Titans, convinced that they are the reason humanity cannot be free. However, one of Attack on Titan's initial story shocks was revealed. Abnormal Titans are actually people who can morph. Reiner, in his despair, revealed to Eren that Bertolt is the Colossal Titan, and he is the Armored Titan. Unwilling to accept that his close friend were in fact his adversaries, Eren made an excuse by saying, "You're just tired, aren't you?" After witnessing Reiner and Bertolt transform into Titans directly before him, Eren realizes that they were all along enemy agents. Eren, overcome with betrayal and despair, sobs before transforming into the Assault Titan to confront them. Our opponents aren't always who we believe they are. They can be like ourselves. While Eren has always assumed that Titans are only his adversaries, the reality of who opponents are is more complicated. Number 3. Don't minimize someone else's suffering and difficulties. Captain Levi Ackerman has always been regarded as being cold and cruel due to his upbringing in the underground city, also known as the slums. Theodore intended to rescue the body of his close buddy, Ivan, who had died during one of the scouts' forays outside the walls. Levi and Erwin, on the other hand, were adamant that they must proceed with their goal. When Theodore hears this, he becomes enraged and accuses them of lacking human emotion. This charge was leveled shortly after Levi lost his whole squad to the female Titan. Despite Erwin and Levi's warnings, Theodore went ahead and revived Ian's body. He was then pursued by Titans, which resulted in the death of yet another companion. When Levi noticed Theodore's pain, he walks over to him and pulls out Ivan's scout badge, explaining that the badge alone is proof that he had lived. Theodore burst into tears when he realized his error. Levi was just concerned with doing what was best for everyone, while also ensuring that everyone was present. A humanity's strongest soldier, Levi has been subject to numerous sad losses that the other troops are unaware of. Despite the fact that he was also grieving the loss of his special ops group, Levi demonstrated the necessity of moving on and fighting for what he believed in. Number 4. There will always be sacrifice with love. Ymir and Historia are an intriguing couple who will live on in memory. Both are victims of their circumstances, compelled to create false personas against their will. Despite their deep connection and love for one another, Ymir has to let Historia go during one of the scout missions. Ymir sacrificed her life after learning about Rainier and Bertolt's troubles and their desire to use Historia to learn more about the founding Titan. Ymir tenderly touched Historia on her Titan form and muttered, "I'm sorry," before leaving in an emotional scene of her final minutes with her. Love and sacrifice can sometimes go hand in hand. To protect those we love, we may opt to forego the finer things in life in order to make them happy. Number 5. Gabi, raised as a Marleyan warrior, grew to despise the Eldaean race, viewing them as island devils. Despite being an Eldaean herself, her animosity drove her to be brutal, reckless, and vicious. When she was dragged into paradise with Falco, she was perplexed as to why Eldaeans liked Kaya and would be so nice to her. As a result, she began to doubt the likelihood of concealed agenda. Meanwhile, Falco continues to be generous to everyone around him, often saving Gabby's life. Gabby, who has always looked down on Eldians, received a harsh shock after Mikasa and Armin saved her and Falco. We should all be friendly to others, no matter who we are or what race we belong to. Just like Falco, a little assistance can go a long way, perhaps saving someone's life. Number 6. Cherish the importance of family before it's too late. While we've always thought of Zeke as an unpredictable and cruel beast titan, his terrible upbringing was exposed in Season 4. Grisha Jigen, Zeke's father, pushes him to train as a fighter to exact revenge on Marley for killing his sister. Grisha and his wife Dina found the Eldian Restorationists a state-opposed organization. To develop its powers, Zeke had to become a warrior and inherit a titan as a descendant of the original royal line from his mother's side. Grisha twisted Zeke and pushed the burden of the revolution on him, lost in his insane yearning for independence. Zeke wasn't doing well in his warrior training and was under a lot of stress. He yearned for the love and attention of his parents, but he was just exploited as a tool. Concerned about being discovered, Zeke was persuaded by his buddy, Tom Casaver, to turn his parents into Marleyan authorities. Zeke abandoned his parents when he was 7 years old, sending them to be transformed into pure titans, cementing his place among the warriors as the Beast Titan. Zeke's character has shown us the value of familial love, as the lack of it ruined Zeke's youth as he was growing up. Whether you watched Attack on Titan because you adored Levi Ackerman or you have been a fan from Season 1, the anime has taught us many great lessons. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate your support.